Hello everyone, it's Friday, April 30th. The time is 12:28 p.m. and the temperature is 8 degrees Celsius. I'm here at Queen's Park in downtown Toronto. And that was the Legislative Assembly of Ontario that I was looking at the start of this video. And the plan for this one is to head down to College Street, which is just up ahead there. And then I'll walk over to the University of Toronto's St. George campus and head north through the campus up to St. George Station. I'm just waiting for a break in traffic before I can cross here. And that's the University of Toronto building right there. In fact, Queen's Park is actually on land owned by the University of Toronto. That was leased out to the city on a 999-year lease. And now it's the home of the provincial capital. So this street here is known as Queen's Park. But just south of College here, it turns into University Avenue. And it'll head south all the way down to Front Street. And there's an entrance to Queen's Park subway station. So this here is College Street. I'm now walking west along the north side. And there's the Stewart Building. That was designed by E.J. Lennox. And he's the same gentleman who designed Casa Loma and Queen's Park. Not Queen's Park, but Old City Hall. Maybe he did Queen's Park. I'll have to look that up. But certainly a number of older buildings in the city that are quite prominent of that style were designed by him. And this is the Terence Donnelly Center for Cellular and Biomolecular Research. That's a bit of a mouthful to say. And this would be the north end of McCall Street. And it's a fairly windy day, I would say. And there's the Lazonde mining building. And this was completed back in 1905. And it's currently home to a mineral and engineering program. And this here would be the grand entrance, so to speak, of the St. George campus. This is King's College Road. And College Street here has been closed off as just a block to the west of here, there's a sinkhole at College and Beverly, and well, Beverly to the south of College and St. George to the north. So streetcars have been diverted. So the University of Toronto has over 60,000 students, and that's spread out over 3 campuses, the others being more suburban locations in Mississauga and Scarborough. It's one of 3 major universities in the city of Toronto, another being York, and that's where I went. And I think there's over 50,000 students there. And the other major university would be Ryerson, which is also downtown. And this street here, King's College Road, is named after the original University of Toronto, which operated as King's College, and that was from 1827 to 1849. And that is just about the extent of my knowledge about this campus. There's a look south back towards College. And a view of the CN Tower. And that's the Sanford Fleming Building. And right next to that is Convocation Hall. That looks to be a sundial of sorts. Well, not a functioning one. At least I think this is Convocation Hall. I read that that was built back in 1907. This main infield here has been getting dug up and resurfaced for quite a while. I'm not sure what exactly they're doing. Looks like it's a revitalization of sorts. There's the Faculty of Medicine over there. So normally you'd have a pretty grand view of that building straight ahead, but this construction is in the way, obviously. There's a sign confirming that's Convocation Hall. And there's a sign leading to the Nona MacDonald Visitor Center. So this little walkway here will take you over to St. George Street. There's the Visitor Center. Most of these buildings go back to the early 1900s. If I were to guess, I'd say there won't be any in-class learning here until probably the fall semester. That's the J. Robert S. Pritchard Alumni House. So I'll head over and take a look at the Hart House, and then I'll walk up through Soldiers Tower, and I'll wind my way around the campus a bit and head past Trinity College, and then maybe up through Philosopher's Walk, and I'll take that to St. George Station. So normally this would be quite the view to the south with the CN Tower lurking in the background there. I was going to go take a look at that plaque, but it was all in French. So this is the University College building. And this dates back, it looks to be 1856 to 1859. And I think that was dedicated as a National Heritage Site by the federal government back in the 60s. And that is Queen's Park, where I started, just up ahead. And I think that's an engineering building right there. And there's the Soldiers Tower. And this here is Hart House Circle. So this is a mini ring road. I'll just cut through the park here. I think that's some kind of student or alumni building there. It's certainly odd seeing the campus so void of life. Normally, things would be quite bustling through here. It's really more of a giant construction zone. Here's some historic cannons from Nova Scotia. And it looks like those go back to the 1700s. There's the Hart House. And this is a student activity center. And it was one of the first of its kind in North America. It too looks to be undergoing some renovation work. And this facility includes a gym, swimming pool, music rooms, a large theater. I think there's several auditoriums, an art gallery, and a restaurant. And here is Soldiers Tower. And this was completed in 1924. It was built after World War I. And I think these are the names of soldiers who were lost in World War I. Etched in stone here. And inside the tower, I think there's names of those who were lost in World War II. To the glorious memory of the members of this university who fell in the Second World War. All right, so the names are in honor of those who had attended the University of Toronto. And up in the tower, there's some stained glass windows inside, and I think they take inspiration from the John McCrae poem In Flanders Fields. And here's some sports fields, obviously with an artificial surface. So this campus is rather sprawling. It pretty much stretches between College to the south of here and Bloor Street, which is around where I'll end up to the north. And it does go a bit east of Queen's Park. Victoria College is to the east of there. And it extends a bit west of St. George, which is a street I think I'll be coming across pretty soon. There's Robarts Library looming in the background. I did a walk that went along there not too long ago. That's a pretty spectacular view of the northern part of downtown. That would be the Yorkville neighborhood off in the distance there. Just trying to snap a picture. Maybe that'll be thumbnail worthy, maybe not. All right, so I'll head out this walkway here over to St. George. So I think the campus actually extends west over to around Spadina. The Helen Gardner Phelan Playhouse. Cafe Rezenkopf. Hopefully they're able to open up at some point. So this is St. George Street. And just to the south of here at College is where that sinkhole happened. And on the south side of College, it is Beverly Street. University College Union. This is certainly probably the grandest university campus in the country. I have walked around McGill in Montreal, and that's rather nice as well, but I don't think it holds up to the University of Toronto. And the last time I passed through here, the cherry blossoms were in full bloom. Talked a bit about how that's a pretty good example of brutalist architecture. So to my right is Hoskin Avenue, and to the left is Harvard Street. And that'll take you through Harvard Village. There's the Newman Center for Catholic Life on campus. So now I'm currently walking east along Hoskin Avenue. And I'll take this past Trinity College and then head up through Philosopher's Walk. And then that'll take me past Varsity Stadium. And I'll be pretty much at the end. I'm sure I've missed a ton of great spots on this campus. I'll definitely come back in the fall, or whenever students are allowed back, and we'll be able to do a comparison as to how things have changed. They filmed a number of movies at this campus over the years. I'm trying to see if I can remember some. There was Good Will Hunting, PCU, I think the 2008 Incredible Hulk. Part of the movie Cocktail was filmed here. The 2012 Total Recall, the 2014 RoboCop, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, and of course, Mean Girls and Tommy Boy. I'm sure dozens of other movies. At least when it's not under such a large amount of construction, it's quite photogenic. And it can easily stand in for an Ivy College set in the US. There's Wycliffe College. And a look south back at Soldiers Tower. And there is what might be one of the nicest looking buildings in the country. That is Trinity College. I'm just going to head over to that side. This is a pretty long light to wait at. And Trinity College was established back in 1851. And it was originally located just north of Queen Street West in what is now Trinity Bellwoods Park. And it moved to its present location back in 1925. It's not uncommon to see couples here for photos after a wedding. Just trying to sneak in a few pictures. It's certainly a gorgeous looking building. And this here will lead us along Philosopher's Walk, but I'll head through the official entrance. There's another look at Trinity College. These are the Bennett Gates. And here's where Hoskin Avenue ends. I think that's a law school just on the right here. This squirrel up ahead seems to have a white tail. I hope I don't spook it. I'm sure it's used to the extra attention from people it gets. That would be the Edward Johnson building on the right.
Right in front of the faculty.
And that black squirrel there has an unusually light brown tail. And this would be the Royal Ontario Museum on the right here.
Yes, in addition to Twitch.
You can see part of the Michael Lee Chin crystal sticking out there. That's more prominent along the north side of the building. And this, I think, is the Royal Conservatory of Music. It looks like there's a lot of work taking place on the crystal there. Toronto is certainly a city of never-ending construction. There's a look at the ROM. Of course, that is not currently open.
Can you please help me with it? How to do the payment? Like, see, it shows payment $12. So what I have to press now?
Did you put in your money?
No, like card. I need to put my card again. Okay. Sorry. Ah,
You got it? Okay. Good luck. I think she was just struggling and wanted some help. I'm not really sure what I could offer. Hopefully the machine worked. And here's where Varsity Arena is. Wow, it just got super windy in a hurry. Here's Varsity Stadium. Well, the new version. And they took the dome off the playing surface. This has been covered up for quite a while. There used to be a much larger stadium on this site that was torn down to make way for this newer, smaller one. I think that was in 2007. It was rumored at some point that the Toronto Argos, the CFL team, would build a modest stadium at this site. Instead, they ended up moving into BMO Field and being co-tenants with the Toronto FC, the Major League Soccer team. This wind is picking up. And this is Bedford Road. Talk about some strong winds. Wow. There's one Bedford. That's where the mayor of Toronto lives. And now I will disappear into St. George Station. Just have to put my mask on.
This is north of Bloor. Once you're outside, you're at Bedford, and you will go outside and walk west one block to St. George.
So the station serves both line 1 and line 2. Line 1 being north to south, and line 2 going east-west. And this is the line 1 platform here. I'm heading down to take line 2 eastbound to Bloor Station. And it looks like the next train is in 2 minutes. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed this walk starting at Queen's Park and winding my way north through the University of Toronto's downtown St. George campus. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support the channel, there's a link to my Patreon in the description. You can also check out channel memberships on the main page. Sounds like there's some service trains rolling through the line 1 platform up top. And it says the next train will be here in a minute, so I'll just leave the camera running and step on the train when it gets here, of course. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.
There is no subway service on the portion of Line 1 between Shetland West and Wilson stations due to switch upgrades. Shuttle buses are running. Regular service will resume on Thursday, May 6th at 6 a.m. Visit etc.ca for more information and help plan your trip.
What the heck was that?